It's Crazy Dave. Go watch The Force Awakens. Okay, now you're back. Alright. This video was inspired by a debate that I had under a Star Wars coffee video. I do watch several other YouTubers as well that are Star Wars theorists. So they're pretty awesome. You know, Mike Zero, Stupendous Wave, and whatnot. Okay. This video, like I say again, it was inspired by a debate that I had under one of his videos. The debate was that I believed Rey was a Skywalker, and he believed Rey was a Kenobi, or she or he believed that Rey was a Kenobi. He started calling. He said I was one-dimensional in my thinking, which is, you know, that's his right. That's his or her right to say that. And I just said, well, hey, you know, I just take what the Force Awakens gives me, and I think you know, she is a Skywalker. And he goes, okay, we'll go watch this theory video. And I debated with him some more, you know. And then I started watching this theory video, and there was a lot of parallels and so forth and so on, which I can see if you're looking at it on the surface how she could be a Kenobi, how you can be fooled into thinking that she would be a Kenobi. But what really got me was that, you know, Kenobi did call to Rey in The Force Awakens, which is true, but that he would only call to Rey, which is not true. Okay? I think people need to realize that I think they need to have a refresher course on how the Force works. Okay? First off, the Force, Kenobi states, flows through every living thing. Same with Yoda. Okay? That means everybody has a connection to the Force. Okay? Alright? That means the Force is non-restrictive. Force users can either use the light side or the dark side or both or whatnot. You know, they can wield the Force. Okay? That's the deal. Right? Kenobi, you don't see him having a kid in the original trilogy. You know, he never mentions it at all. Alright? At all. Okay? Now let's go back to this theory. It says that he could have had a kid because he did have a romantic link up with an individual. Alright? And that she could have hid this kid. The second, okay, now go back to the Force as a concept as a whole. Go back to the original trilogy here. The second, if this were true, the second that Ben Kenobi became a ghost, Force ghost, he would have sensed him or her. And he would have known when the time was right to tell Luke if this were true. But he never did when he was a Force ghost, because when you're a Force ghost, you are one with the living Force. You are one with everything. Now, you might say, well, David, there's a dark side nexus and a light side nexus, and sometimes you just can't feel it, and Sith can cloud the Force. This is true. But when you become a Force ghost, you become one with it all. Alright? So you'd be able to sense it through the dark or the light. You would be able to sense it. You couldn't be clouded. Right? So that theory busts it wide open. And, you know, that theory is basically debunked just from the simple fact that if Kenobi ever did have a kid, he would know the second he became a Force ghost, even if it was hidden from him. Right? Because he's no longer this solid matter. When he becomes one with the Force, he's one with all of it. The dark, the light, the gray, the whatever you want to call it. I think a lot of fans seem to forget that. And I think a lot of fans seem to forget that the living Force is within everything. Okay? So he would feel it right away. So then right there, that proves to me that Kenobi never had a kid. So how could he be the granddaughter of Rey? Or grandfather of Rey? And the fact that the theorist said, well, he would only call to Rey, that's kind of baloney, because Kenobi can come to anyone that's Force sensitive. And he sure as hell would have came to his kid, his or her kid, or his or her daughter, or his or her son, if he ever had one. This guy, he comes to me and he goes, yo man, you don't know what the Star Wars characters are thinking, or creators are thinking. Plus, if you want to add on to that, that's true, you got to look at Kenobi's character. He was a Jedi. They were forbidden love. They were forbidden marriage. You know, all that stuff. They were forbidden to have kids. Okay? Alright, y'all. This is Crazy Dave. So I just wanted to give you an update on how the Force works. And why I think the Rey Kenobi theory is not a good one. Alright, love you. Bye-bye.